Aries, how are y'all doing? Welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. Sorry, I forgot to put my mic in. uh, okay, I hope everyone's doing well. Yikes, this doesn't feel good. Um, we have the father in the village, the vision, the box, the healer, and the flame. I feel like you guys are on the outside looking in to something. Um, the father is the idea of extremes, like feeling like you are, winning in a situation and then feeling like you're the bad guy. I just feel like you thought you were doing something right and the opposite of that is true, right? I don't know, I think of an example like, and this is something that I've run into so many times, but it's a mentality that we come across in our society very often, but just kind of this idea of like the Trump mentality of like small business owners who are comfortable with exploiting their workers and underpaying them, and like people who are like, I'm gonna go hire me an illegal and then go to their KK rally afterwards. You know what I mean? And you're just kind of, but they're like, well, I'm kind to those people. I'm kind of. Did you know that they da 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 da? You know what I mean? And I'm like it's like your fact about how it is that you're somehow doing right by these people is so overshadowed by all of the bullshit and your lifestyle and your rhetoric, and like everything that you do is in opposition to this egocentric mentality that you have, right? I mean, like that's kind of the energy here. Like, not to call you a Trumper, I'm just saying that, like that's the situation. Like I feel like whoever it is that you're dealing with, you were dealing with them thinking that you were doing something right, and they were looking at you thinking, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Like, why did you think that you were helping me, you were holding me back? You know what I mean? Like, why would you think that you're helping me, by doing this, when the reality of it is you're the reason that I'm even in this situation in the first place? Like, and you can be on either side of the story. Like, you could be feeling this way about somebody, you know what I mean? Like, maybe you're working a job and they're like, what, they don't pay you a living wage, and but they want to, talk about how they really care about you as an employee, and you're like, bitch, shut the fuck up. If you cared about me as an employee, you'd pay me a fucking living wage. You know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of energy. um but like, whoever it is, whichever side of the story on you're on, like, somebody is pissed and there's no convincing them that they have any there's any rhyme or reason for them to not be completely fucking pissed. like like the any healing that is attempted to be brought, it's like you're just making it worse. Shut the fuck up and walk the fuck away, right? And yet, you feeling really drawn, or this person feeling really drawn to this idea of being able to work with you, being able to build with you, being able to create with you. Um, because I almost get the feeling that, like, there are people in this world who are comfortable with, like, I'll kick you unless you prove to me that you're worthy of not being kicked, right? Well, you've already proved to me that you're the type of motherfucker who's comfortable with just kicking anybody who comes across your path that you think you can kick. So why the fuck would I ever want to work with you? You can't heal that. Like, what the fuck? Aries, y'all are not happy. Or somebody that you're dealing with is not happy. And I think it's very legitimate why. I think that, like act first, question later can get you in a lot of trouble. And I know some Aries who get themselves in a lot of trouble because, like, you didn't think that one through, did you? You know what I mean? Like, it's not okay to be the kind of person who, like, if you can't just respect people in general, if you can't just have like a general sense of respect for people, and you're comfortable with, like criticizing them or yelling at them or talking down to them because you think that they don't like you have to prove to me that you're worthy of my respect, then like why would any self-respecting person ever show you any respect? Do you see how that mentality in and of itself is just, it's fucking colonizing bullshit? You know what I mean? Like, oh, Aries. Okay. And I don't know. I mean, I've spent a large portion of my life working with small businesses, and most of those small businesses were run by people who were of, like a Trump mentality, which is basically honor racism, nepotism, and dehumanization. you know, exploit your workers, and then turn around and say, be local, be focal, buy local, support your local businesses. And it's like, you don't support your community. Why should your community support you? But it's rhetoric that people feel guilted into adhering to. You know what I mean? And I think there's just this idea of like, the decision has been made that there is like what is it that you are offering me exactly, right? Other than a lot of bullshit rhetoric and manipulation and like gross, and a decision to just really go in a different direction, because self-respect, right? Aries, I feel like it's just this, like, have some self-respect. Don't allow people to treat you that way. Don't align yourself with people who behave that way. Like if you found yourself in a situation where, like you are justifying poor treatment of people, because of some, self-inflated idea of superiority that like really like when it comes down to it all, like it doesn't really amount to jack shit, right? Like those are not people that you want to align yourself with, and yet those are the people that we tend to be drawn to in our society. Those are the people who were like, well, we should be like them, we should work like that, and we should have those kind of values. What kind of values? What values do these people have? You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I like there's entitlement, there's privilege, there's ignorance, there's hatred, there's, people who feel comfortable like being negative and talking bad about other people. You don't know me, bitch. Shut the fuck up. Do you know what I mean? Like there's just like I don't know what side of the story you're on, but there is just some very real nasty behavior that's gone down that has been limiting to you and to other people, because whichever side of the story you're on, it's limiting. And I think that there's just this this calling out. I feel like somebody's being called out on listen, like you, whatever delusion you've been living in, let's call a spade a fucking spade. You know? The Emperor again. Yeah, I do. I really do think there's just this decision to really go in another way. I feel like there was this idea of like, you know what, I tolerated your shit because I didn't know which direction I was going to be going. But now that I know what direction it is that I'm going to go, I just want you to know you're a piece of shit. Mic drop. Right. Aries. I hope you're on the side of the story where you're the one telling somebody that. Um, because I think that there's just this, like, there's an opportunity for you to really, like, go in a new direction, to, embody a new experience that's emotionally fulfilling, that doesn't, like, short you financially. It doesn't, I mean, I would like, and I know some Aries, who've worked with people, who are working with people who are just like they will nickel and dime you, and they will short you in any way that they can, and they will, you know what I mean? And they are just like hoarding, greedy pricks. You know what I mean? And I feel like you've tolerated it because you were like, well, I have freedom in this area because of this, this, and this. And you know what I mean? Like it was an exchange, but it's like now that you don't have to make that exchange anymore, you're like, oh, and by the way, good for you, Aries, because, ugh, I can't stand it. It makes my stomach turn. Justice. Yes, justice, 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 justice. Because nothing about any of this read has felt just. Nothing about any of this behavior feels just. It feels justified. You know what I mean? It feels like a load of shit. It feels like something that, like, you had to deal with the consequences of somebody else's, like, shittiness. And it's like, now that we're past that stage, all that shit I've been storing up on your behalf, all that shit you've been throwing at me, here, have it back. It's yours now. Because I've learned so much from this situation. I've learned so much in dealing with these people. I have learned so much about myself. I've learned about other people. I have learned about, like the idea, because what is it, like surface level has been in your reads for a while, and it's like skating on the surface, but it's like, oh, I feel like that is the essence of surface level mentality, because because surface level people are the types of people who never really have to deal with the consequences of their behavior. They shove that shit off onto everybody else because on the surface, everything's fine for them. Fuck those people. Let them burn. You got better things to do with your time, Aries. And if you are one of those people and you're getting left behind, fuck it. Maybe dealing with all that shit doesn't, like maybe when you finally have to deal with the consequences of your behavior, you'll stop behaving that way, right? Maybe not. Um, but yeah, I hope this resonates with y'all. Thanks so much for spending some time with me. Please give me a like, share, and subscribe if it does. And I will see y'all again soon. Bye.